Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Yasmin K, with another video. And if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified when I post videos. And if you're returning, what's poppin', what's good? So in this video, if you read by the title, we're gonna be talking about basically the difference between being alone and lonely. This is something that I had to learn myself, especially like within the last few months. This year has transformed me. This year has transformed me like more than I could have imagined. I really was able to like expand who I am and like break through a lot of glass ceilings that I thought that I wasn't able to. Um One, mainly because of, I would say, things not going my way. One, mainly because shit wasn't going my way, and it was like God literally put me in a place where I was alone. Yeah, no boyfriend, no friends, even like my siblings and stuff. I have one sister and three brothers, so it's five of us, and we've always been close. We were close, tight knit family, but this is like the first year where like we start moving. Like we don't stay with each other, or we're not in school, and everybody just have their own life, and that left me at a place where, I'm gonna be honest, I really did feel alone. Not I felt alone, I felt lonely. And if you're someone like me, or you're experiencing the same thing where you are on the outside looking in on everybody else's lives, and you just feel as though you don't have a connection with anybody and you really feel lonely, this is the best time to get to know yourself. I do want to let you know that you are not alone. You're not lonely. You always have God. And if you're not spiritual, or if you're not religious, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But you have God, and God is within you. So that means that God is always with you. So you're not ever lonely. You always are walking with Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, God Himself. And that's something that I learned myself. I had a real bad breakup, going through things mentally, like depression, really start back having like anxiety attacks. I did not have control, and it was not going according to my plan. And the reason why it wasn't going right, because it was my plan, it wasn't God's will. And this is something that I learned hindsight. But while I was going through it, I was like in a dark place, honestly, like a functional depression, going to work, but I don't feel connected to anybody, like not even my mama. And we stay in the same house, which is crazy. So, one thing that really helped me was my Bible study. And it really wasn't, it was a part of it was me reading the Bible, but another part was because I was doing it by myself. I was getting out this house. I work from home too, so that's another thing. I go places, but I wasn't really going many places. So, and when I did go places, 9 times out of 10, it was probably with my ex. Me and my ex used to go out like once a week, twice a week. So if I was going anywhere outside the house, it was with my ex, or maybe I'm going to the grocery store or the store, or going out to eat with my mom and my sisters. But I really wasn't doing anything by myself, and I think there was a reason that I felt lonely, because when people went on with their life, when me and my ex broke up, my siblings moved out and they moved into their own space and all that stuff, I just felt like, I felt like nothing. I felt like I didn't really like have a purpose, because everything that I did involved somebody else. So it was really like codependent relationships when you think about it. The relationships were codependent, and I feel like that was the reason why God had to remove me and take a step back where I'm by myself, so I can really, really learn who Yasmin is. I can really, really enjoy myself by myself, and I can be okay with being alone and not feel lonely. And I just want to share my experiences with you guys, because maybe somebody is going through the same thing, and I'm pretty sure something that I will say will help spark or ignite a different feeling or perspective shift in you, so you don't feel lonely, because you're not. You have yourself, and really that's all you need. That's something that I learned. So yeah, back to the Bible studies. Once me and my ex broke up, I it was hard for your girl. It was hard. So I was like, I need to get the fuck up out this house. So every morning I just got up, got in my car. Sometimes I didn't even leave the house. I just sat in the car outside. But most of the times I got up, got out of my car, and I went to a park or to the rec. They're both down the street from my house, probably like a 2 minute drive. So I wasn't going far, but I was doing it by myself. At first, I was sitting in the car at the park or the rec, and I would read my Bible. I would just talk to God. I would share, tell him everything, every feeling, everything that I felt. I'm gonna tell him, and I don't care if I had to repeat myself 100 times. If it was anger, if it was disgust, if it was sadness, anxiety, depression, I shared every ounce of feelings that I had to him. Then eventually I started feeling more comfortable. I wasn't so anxious going places by myself. I wasn't thinking that I'm gonna get kidnapped or something like that, whatever the case may be. So I started getting out the car. I started sitting like under a tree at a park, reading my Bible, journaling, doing the same thing, just talking to God, talking to God. At the park, it was other people that was like walking with their dogs and all that stuff. So I didn't like going to the park, so I started going to the rec. At the wreck, I feel like that's what really transformed my life. I sat in the car, it was more quiet, and it was like I could connect with myself. So sometimes I just sit there in silence and just sit there and just sit there and just sit there and just sit there. Not on my phone, not on TikTok, not on Instagram, no music, just sitting there in silence. And that really like kind of pushed me to be more comfortable with myself. And I started to realize that I'm not alone, like, and I'm lit, like, I am a good person. So it's like the me being alone and me spending that time by myself, it kind of like confirmed the positive things that I already thought about myself, and then it also helped me to actually like debunk a lot of the negative criticizing self-talk that I had towards myself. And I started realizing who I really am and who God made me, and it just started something up in me, like started a fire up in me. Then I started going to church by myself. And it was like when I was going to church, I just started like church last year, like going back to church. But when I was going with my ex. So again, I was not doing anything by myself. Do you get it? So I started showing up to church by myself. And at first, I'm not even going to cap y'all, it was kind of awkward for me, because it was like, this is like the first place, because I don't go into work, I'm not in school, or everything that I do is online or at home. So this is like the first like community place where I'm going, and I'm seeing these people once a week, and I'm building like relationships and rapport with these people without anybody else being influenced. And that helped me like be more confident. I was a person where I thought I wasn't good at small talk. I was just like, I'm a little bit socially awkward, y'all. And me being socially awkward, I started to like have it caused me to like what really was anxiety. The anxiety really like paralyzed me to like stay where I'm at. The anxiety was telling me like, don't drive all the way, don't drive that far. I stayed in Dallas, and the church is in Mesquite, so it's like 30 minutes away from my house. So it's like, don't drive that far, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this by yourself. And it was really like paralyzing me to be in the house. But when I'm in the house and I wasn't doing those things, I felt so lonely, and I felt like I was purposeless. So it got to a point where I had to, like, if I would have kept on listening to my anxious thoughts, and if I would have kept on letting anxiety control my life, then I probably would have been more depressed, more anxious, more worried about everything because of that. So it was at a point where it was like I had to figure out which hard do I want to do. Would I rather have sweaty palm, choke up, say something wrong while I'm talking to these people, or would I rather be in this house dreading the fact that I don't have a purpose. And I chose the first one because what? So after spending that time, and I still do that, so now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I'm still don't have, I'm single, y'all, and at this point I'm not even talking to nobody. So me and my ex broke up in May. It's October, it's the end of October, so it's been about 5 months, going on 6 months. I haven't talked to anybody. I'm not dating. I'm not even looking to date. I've been so engulfed in myself and making myself better that at this point I don't even feel like the urge to. And I think I love that because I'm not gonna count. Past me was like, oh, I need a nigga. I'm ready to settle down. And it was more so like it was a need instead of a want. And I feel like that me feeling as though I needed to be with somebody, I needed to have a partner, I needed to have friends, I needed to go out and do these things with other people. There was another part of that was another thing that affected like the codependency. There was another thing that kind of like confirmed the negative self-talk as if I was lonely. So I really had to do the complete opposite. It was at one point where if my brain says something, I'm gonna do the complete opposite because I know that my brain is not leading me to the right place. And it was weird because usually that people say trust your gut, trust your gut, trust your gut, or listen to yourself, trust yourself. But if the person you are right now is not leading you into a good place or into the place that God called you, then you can't trust those thoughts. You can't trust your mind. You can't trust your heart. You can't trust your gut. You should not be trusting yourself right now, but you have to learn how to build trust too. So there was a point where I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust Yasmin to make good decisions for herself without the influence of other people. And that's another thing that made me feel lonely because it was like I felt as though I need people around to help influence me to make decisions. But with me being by myself, me taking those times, now I go to the grocery. It's little things that help. But really, I just want to say spending time by yourself. I watch those shows by myself. I'm in my room by myself with my thoughts and the thoughts that I did not like that was constantly popping up. We have to address those. Nobody else is around to distract me from those thoughts. So now it's like literally this season where I'm in, God is putting a mirror up to my face, and everything that I don't like about myself, I can't avoid and I can't run and I can't engulf myself into other people's business and the relationships with this person and that person and that person and try to bury those thoughts. Now they're going to keep on coming up, keep on coming up. And since I have ample time and I'm by myself, I can actually sit down and ask myself, why am I thinking that? Why am I thinking that? And why do I choose to keep on thinking this when I can choose to think about or think anything else about me? But I'm choosing the negative things. Why do I keep on choosing to have this negative perspective that things never work out for me and this, and the third? But when I look at my life, I'm blessed beyond measure. So obviously shit is working out for me. So why do I choose to have this negative perspective about my life when my life is so good? My life is great, actually. It was ugly, y'all. It's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. And I won't even say that it was graceful. At least for me, it wasn't. It was real, real ugly where I was upset with myself. I was irritated with myself. I was annoyed with myself. I was angry at myself because it was like the things before all of these happened, the things where I was pointing my fingers and blaming other people for this and that, I had to see and I realized that no, bitch, it's you. You're, and this, I'm not saying that people didn't do whole shit, people didn't hurt my feelings, people haven't treated me badly, but I allow how they perceive me and how people perceive me, or I allow people to project on me. So instead of instead of taking a step back and reflecting on the situation as a whole, I always internalize everything. So if a dude cheated on me, if he talked to me crazy, if he didn't understand me, I would be like, okay, it's something that I'm doing. And I always felt as though I needed to change, to be around certain people, to have people in my area and in my life. And me trying to conform and shape shift and do all this to different people, it was upsetting the real me, because now I'm sitting here like, don't nobody understand me, don't nobody get me. So I have friends and I have relationships and I'm around all these people and I still feel lonely because don't nobody understand me, because they don't know me, because I felt as though that I was obligated to change who I am to be in a person's life, and that is not, that's not, it's not. And now that I'm being my true self and I'm being true to myself and I'm still learning myself, one reason where I'm not, like, I have friends and I pushed people away because I felt as though I pushed people away because of how I viewed myself and perceived myself. And now that I'm more comfortable with the image of myself and who I really am, and I feel as though I know the truth, I know who Yasmin is, I know who God called me to be, I know what type of woman I am and what type of woman I'm growing to be, it's easier for me. Like my friends that I have, I've been cool with these girls since middle school. So it's like they know me now or and they know me then. And me moving forward, I've been easing into it. So I've been doing the friend dates by myself, just meeting or going out with my friends one on one so we can build a connection, and that helped me. I feel as though a friendship is more important to me than a relationship right now. I know that like I'm gonna be married and I'm gonna have kids. I'm gonna have a husband that's loving and caring and respect me to the utmost. But I need to make sure that I do that for myself. People are not gonna know how to treat you unless you know how to treat yourself. You're expecting people to treat you better than you treat yourself, and that's the problem. You expecting people to love you more than you love yourself, and that's the problem. You have to show people better than you can tell them. And I'm going to show people, or I am showing people how, or really I'm just showing myself, because I at this point I'm not looking, but I'm showing myself that this is what it looks like to be loved. So when I am encountering other people and I am looking for something, I know if it's real or not, because I know, because this is how I treat myself. You're not gonna treat me less than I treat myself, because if that's the case, I can be by myself. And I feel like that is the beauty of it. So now, even now within this 6 months or whatever the case may be, people have tried to talk to me and all that stuff, but I just haven't taken the bait because it doesn't seem genuine. One and two, I just feel as though there's a lot of more work that I can do in myself, and I don't want to be distracted again. I don't want to be codependent on anyone but God. I don't want to be influenced by anyone but God. And I feel as though I feel as though it's really beautiful. And I'm sorry y'all, it's really like, when I really think about like these last 6 months, it has been hard. It's been really really hard for me, to the point where I just thought like, it is like I don't know, it was kind of like a push and pull, because part of me was telling me like I wasn't worth it. I wasn't worth it, but not like I'm worthless. It's just like that I wasn't worthy of certain stuff. And now that I see, and then I really, really feel as though that I know that I'm worthy, uh, through and through. So now it's like I know that I am worthy through and through. So it's easier for me to not like take the bait. I'm not just gonna be talking to dudes just because I'm bored. I'm not just gonna be entertaining certain girls and going out with certain girls because I feel as though I'm craving a friendship. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go against who I am just because, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times we are doing things, we're compromising our true selves for relationships, and the right relationship for you is not, you're not gonna have to compromise who you are. And I'm not saying that compromising is not something that you do in a relationship, but compromising who you are, the person that you are, to be around people, relationships like that are never gonna work, because you're gonna feel the connection is not going to be genuine, because who you're showing them you are, that's not who you are. So you're always going to feel like something is missing, and or you're not going to feel seen, or you're not going to feel understood, because you're not sharing all of you with them. And that's something that I have to learn as well. We so focus on being understood, but we don't really understand ourselves. We're so focused on people seeing us the way that we want them, or people perceiving us the way that we want them to perceive us, when your perception of yourself is negative and horrible. It's dumpster juice, honestly. So, moving through that, and I don't know, y'all, it's, I feel like the journey that I'm on now, moving forward, I am happy. I'm a lot more happy. I'm a lot more comfortable by myself. I don't feel alone. I mean, I don't feel lonely. I know that I'm alone right now. Like, I got a couple of friends. I got 2, 3 friends, and that's all I need. I don't have no nigga, but it's like, having a nigga is not, it's not that. I'm more comfortable going out by myself. My next level, I know that I want to start doing like solo dates, and that is on my list. And I know that's something that I want to, like, at least one solo date before the year end. I probably should be, I probably can get 2 in, but I want to do like a real deal solo date, where I'm going out, I'm taking myself out by myself, whining and dining and treating myself the same way that I would want my partner or my friends to treat me. So I know exactly how it looks and how it feels. If somebody's not putting more effort and energy to get to know you than you are, then that person is not for you. That person is not going to be a long-term person. And I don't feel as though we should allow the feeling of being lonely to put us in compromising situations. Because when you look at it, sometimes people are lonely, so they go out on dates that they don't even like do, or they hanging out with bitches when they don't even like these women, or now you having sex, or you drinking, you smoking, whatever. You're doing stuff just because you want to feel a connection with somebody, when you can feel a connection with yourself, and you don't even have to put yourself in those type of situations. That's all that I have for you guys. If you like videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell down below. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned to this video. Stay blessed and stay positive. Peace.